Talk about NK. Just a little bit about her. Um, Even though she is not a suspect or any way involved, um, and I don't think they ever will bring charges on her for whatever reason, if there is any charges. Um, they've helped her a lot. They gave her help. She is victimized, I guess you can call that, as much as anybody else that's involved in this crime. Yes, she was the mistress, and she knew she was the mistress. And she did text and speak to her friend and said that she'd met this guy from her job and that he was very good to her. Very good to her. She had nothing but good, nice things to say about him, but she never gave his name. And she never said that he was like living with his wife and all that kind of thing, I guess. Maybe she said he was getting divorced. We don't know really how much she said, but there are texts that do say that Chris was very nice to her and that she feels that she will always be second best. That's how she feels. She will always feel second best. And this is coming from a woman that hardly knows this man, that at this time had only been seeing him or talking to him for a few weeks. Now, who says stuff like that? I feel like I'm going to be second place in his life because he's done this, he's done that. Um, she's a single person. Hasn't she traveled and done this and done that? She's been to school, done that. She's got her degree, done that. So I don't know really what she meant by that, really. Do you know what I mean? Other than this man has children and he has a wife. Is this what she meant when she will feel like she's second best? Well, of course, she's going to be second best. Now, we're talking about before the murders. Um, he has children, and apparently he loved them and was getting divorced and was house hunting for him and his children. Yes, him and the children. But he didn't go out and look for a home, did he? He didn't even look at one place. He just kept saying he was going to. And she decided to give him that push. Well, she felt the need to give him a push, a kick up the butt. And she was looking and looking, and she spent hours looking at different homes in different areas that she thought he could afford because he was housebroke. Yes, guys, he was house broke. And he said that. And she often wondered how they could afford a big, beautiful house like they have on his wages. His wages. Now, I guess she knows how much he makes because she knows everything. And she knew he didn't have too much money. And she can't figure out why. But she's going to figure it out. But earlier on, when she made those texts, it said, I feel like I will be second best. Who says that when you've only just met a guy and just met them, allege? Okay, I know the documents that came out on the case, those nearly 2,000 pages, said 2017, September, that they had really met and were talking. But they're saying that was a mistake. They're saying it was a mistake, but there's a few mistakes there. So I don't know how they could have made that mistake. Because, for one, she states in her interview that she started kind of talking to him at the job, saying hi, and then she thought, I'm really interested in him. Yep, she said she was interested in him right off the bat. And she said they started seeing each other in beginning of June. Maybe end of May. We'll say that June. And they were seeing each other for about 8 weeks. Well, in those documents, it said September and it said 2017. So is that their mistake? Because she said, and this was 2018. So they could have made a mistake by saying September 2018, but they said September 2017. That's a big difference, and there's a couple of mistakes. So guys, what do you think? You think that was a mistake? Nobody came out and said that was a mistake. Nobody. Nobody corrected it. Nothing else was wrong in these documents. Not too many other mistakes. Just that one about her. Now, they probably don't care about if it was a mistake or if it was not a mistake because they are not charging her with nothing. It didn't go to court. It didn't go to trial. And she was not arrested. So it doesn't matter. But it does, doesn't it, guys? That's a big deal. That is a big deal to a lot of us that feel that she is not cleared 100%. There's that percentage. 50-50 if you ask me. On what she really knew. Because as we know, she did destroy some evidence. And we don't know if they really ever got those deleted texts or not. because they neither said they did. Or maybe they did, but it doesn't matter because whatever was in them, I guess, um, didn't matter. So, and they have ways to finding out more information anyway. They looked into her computer and her work's phone and probably her work's computer, you know, and stuff like that. So, and it's just the way she was when she had her interviews, she was not very concerned. Um, um, she wasn't even really emotional about everything. All she kept on saying she was tired. She needs time to think. She can't think. Um, she don't know how to use her phone now to get into it because she switched phones over. So she had different phones. Now, some people, a lot of people thinking they may have had disposable phones, untraceable phones. Is there such a thing anymore? Untraceable phones, throwaway. They still sell them. So, yeah, there is if you get rid of them. And they did a lot of talking. They talked all the time. I mean, so that's how that goes. And on the morning of the murders, and Chris Watts was, on his way to work and at his job site taking care of business. She was at work. She was at work, I'll say about 6 o'clock, 6:30-ish. She gets there early. And what was she doing? Now, we all know that I don't know how these systems work and who monitors them. Do they monitor them 24/7? These machines? Because, anything can go wrong at any time. So these machines have to be monitored all the time. So I guess there's somebody working there 24/7. She has a degree and she monitors these machines. They're full of alarms. They're always kind of going off for some reason or another, and they have leaks. And that was part of her job. Um, Safety and all that. She went to school for it. And this was her dream job. So this was a good paying job for her. And it was an advancement. She probably one day could work for the company because she worked for like what do you call it? Temp service, if you want to call it that. Um, and her father worked there also. Um, so once she got her degree, she got the foot in the door because her father um, probably helped her get that job. But that's okay. Um, but it seems like he does a lot for her. He was in the interview room with her. Who does that? Who's allowed to do that? She's a grown woman. She's over 18 years old. Somehow her father was allowed to be in there. Is he a lawyer or something? But he was allowed in there. Normally, nobody's allowed in the interview room when you're interviewing somebody as very serious as this. This was very serious. because they don't know what involvement she had at this time. And well, that's how it goes on her. Now, when Chris Watts opened the hatches on top of the oil drums up there, you know, there's, like we said, there's alarms and the pressure, the pressure on stuff. Was it enough to set any alarm bells going? You know, maybe, well, they do say that they move a little bit, they go up and down a little bit, up and down, but that might be okay. And he probably just lifted that lid off just enough and did it very fast because he knows how these sensors work. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows his job very well. So when he did this, his actions were very fast. He wasn't messing around. He just, you know what, guys, just got hold of him quick. I mean, it took seconds, less than a minute. I should have thought it happened very fast, and he sealed it up quick. But I don't know how sensitive these sensors are. But they have to be very sensitive, don't they? I don't know. But it never went to trial. So, a lot of this stuff, they probably didn't subpoena because they didn't have to take it to trial. So it's not worth even knowing that at that time. And that we're not going to know because we don't have to know. It's things that we don't have to know. But these are the things that we worry about. Yep, we worry about these things because they do come into play. Because you got them both. You got them both on the work sites. She's in the office doing whatever she's doing, and he's at the site. The job he was doing, the leak, looking at the leak. So it all ties together. So, and that's how we see that one. So guys, let's have a little discussion on your thoughts about, do you think she was watching or doing anything in that office that had to do with these sensors? Because I don't really know what their routine is at that time in the morning, what's going on, who's monitoring what. But she was in the office and he was in the field, and she knew he was in the field. She knew exactly where he was. So guys, leave your comments and thank you for stopping by.